right there on that front right tire. See, thanks, Sean, for zooming in on us. So this is a weird one. This started out with a traffic stop. LAPD actually got the car to stop. A woman was driving it first. From what we understand, the woman then got out, we believe on the orders of LAPD. While she was out of the car, a man in the passenger seat jumped over into the driver's seat and took off. You even see that front left tire too, Pat, I think, is also really hot. So
look how hot those brake pads are. The rotors on the front left glowing like a night sun within the vehicle.
Front left tire. So, yeah, going really fast. You see the spark as he goes over there.
Instant Katy Perry challenge with a rotor that hot. What's happening, people? Give you guys a couple of minutes to get up in here.
Something that made those officers think that this guy has a gun.
Good morning. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to whoever's in the world. You are streaming here on Twitch. Another edition of Birds in the Airs. We had ourselves a chase last. Chases, plural.
Yeah, Avenue 53 in Lincoln here.
Chases, plural. I was busy at the Dodger game on a date, so unable to watch these chases last night. But the good news is I'm here with you now as we're throwing all sorts of sparks. Start off this chase, and look at the smoke coming out of the front right. Motors, the rotor extremely hot on the front left. You can see it glowing through the tire.
Around the same place as the suspect at high rates of speed. So they've been warning about that. And we'll see what he does here. But I mean, there's very little control over this car anymore.
Well, yeah, sometimes, you know what, I was attempting to stream the chase in the middle of the date, but I chose to do otherwise, to save it for today with you beautiful people. This was super late last night, too, so a lot of you may not have been awake for it, depending on what you were doing. Desmond Shaw, Kate Callan, we're just joyriding around here.
He's not, unless he's holding them down.
Throwing sparks like crazy. The front right is down. He's dragging the front bumper on the ground. The aerodynamics as we go fishtail around. He's looking out the window. Mike Rogers just told us that he dumped somebody.
At one point, I thought he had both his hands off the wheel out the window, but now he's driving.
Dumped somebody. Ejectocitoed somebody right before we went live. Highland Park area.
It's got to be hard to control that car. I mean, you've already got one
tire. Quiet down. Pepid Wop step. It was a fine day, yes. Dodger game was good, close game. It was our first Dodger game.
And again, as we've been witnessing here, it's going back and forth, it's wobbling. They obviously
appreciate everyone who continues to subscribe to the channel. You keep streaming, we keep subbing. Night sun overhead. Probably don't need one considering how hot those rotors are in the front left.
Strips or just even performed a pit maneuver on this vehicle to stop it because it's practically.
I mean, we're definitely
almost undrivable right now.
Yeah, and we're definitely at speeds low enough to do a pit maneuver. But you're right, Pat. If they believe this person has a gun, that really makes them hesitant to do.
Person with a gun will change things.
That they would normally do during a chase.
What are we doing? We're just, look at us throwing sparks like crazy. Person is allegedly with a gun. This will influence the way they approach the vehicle for sure, unless he surrenders. As the sparks are getting more intense with the smoke.
Plus, there are other cars parked on either side of that street, and that's problematic because this person has.
Timing works out. I'm headed to Greece here in a little bit, so getting this chase in while I still can. If there's any chases in the next day or so, it's going to be difficult for me to stream them in the middle of a 13-hour flight.
Look at the tires.
Look how hot that front right is. All right, not only is the rubber down, but the rotors are so... Look how orange it is. Those are brake pads, those are axles, everything is just hot. And we're throwing sparks. We could potentially have an inferno here.
So they've set it to his left hand, and I just saw him put his left hand out the window.
I know, I've been traveling, man. I was back from Japan for two plus weeks. Hasn't been 2 days. 2 weeks is plenty of time to get out and go.
Holding something.
This car is trashed, and he's trying to trash it even more.
This car, or I should say how that car is maneuvered.
It's as if he's trying to create sparks. Now we're down to purely axle and rim. Anytime that it turns, it's going to throw huge amounts of sparks. And now it's getting more intense. We might light something underneath this vehicle, turn into an inferno. We've seen that before.
So it's unclear what her role is, or if she's in custody, or where they've got her right now. But obviously she got out.
Yeah, I'm flying direct to Greece, and then I'll be in Hungary, Croatia, and Barcelona in the next 2 weeks.
You know what's
Yeah,
concerns
just a couple
me
days
as
in
well is
Athens.
Mike,
Not
I
even
mean, when
going
you see
island.
something like
Not going
this,
to Mykonos or Santorini.
that car could possibly, I mean, it could spark enough to even catch on fire.
Jessica says, "How does February
And,
2027
especially
sound
the
for our
breakouts are already
wedding?"
so hot like that, you think that they kinda
Plenty of
heat
time. Yeah,
up
sure.
there, and then
Plenty
you
of
add
time for
sparks
me
it
to
as well.
think
That's
about it.
obviously not a good thing to do. I mean, I'm sure if when this comes out, they'll have the fire department at least come look at the brakes if it doesn't cool down the way it's supposed to. But just something sparks coming out of the bottom.
Question in the
You
chat
wonder
from
what's
Pace: Are
the-
there
what's
units
the-
in this pursuit?
we
There
always
are.
say
They
safety
are.
first,
This
the
is
motor
not
is
tracking
first
mode.
How do they think
There
this is
are
gonna
units
end?
behind
They can't even
and
get to a
airship
high-end speed
overhead.
and try to get away
This will be a double
away
feature, as
because
there
of
are
the
two
imagination. You got a
chases
bunch of
last night
LAPD
back to
flying,
back.
and you got a
I know
helicopter
that's kind
overhead.
of a spoiler,
But
but
very clearly, this is not going to end
since
the way
I
they
do know
wanted
that
to.
there is a second chase,
So you just wonder why they don't pull
I
it.
didn't
And
feel
even if
like
they threw
pretending
something out
to
of
be
the window,
surprised by
whether
it.
it's
But there will be a
Roberts,
second
wherever,
chase
they
that
would,
happens
retrieve it.
immediately
Because
after
I'm
this.
sure, can't tell exactly from this picture, but I'm sure they're right behind this vehicle.
Yeah,
I see them now.
Yeah,
Okay.
you've got them 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, at least 6 units, code 3. They've requested additionals because the fact that he is allegedly armed. And every now and again, Pat,
I could
too,
ban
this
myself
smoke
if you'd
starts
like. I
to
put
come out of the
myself
side,
on
so it
mute.
makes me wonder how long this car is going to be able to
okay.
put up with this. You see, look at the
Kind of a
front
dead
wheel.
end.
Look, so it's obviously
wow.
front wheel drive. So he hits the gas, and then all right. Now
Oh
he
yeah, there was
stops.
more than 2 chases
All
yesterday, but
that
only
smoke
2
coming out of
made
the car.
it
Is he gonna
to
give up?
media.
What's he gonna try to do?
All right. Well, it was fun while it
Right here
lasted.
at Fayette and Neva Place. In the
And they
Highlands
are
Park
lighting
area.
him up.
Yeah.
With
Look at the night sun smoke. It's
Which
like
makes
Goldberg
it-
is
makes
about
it
to
hard
walk
see
out
for
to the
them. They've
ring
got
in
all
a
that
pay per
smoke
view.
pouring out. I mean, you've got the helicopter overhead. that's
Sparks
gonna
and
give them
smoke.
stuff. That car is smoking a lot. This guy should probably get out before
yeah,
you know,
it does
it catches
catch
on
fire.
fire.
Exactly.
And there he is. He's
Well,
still
he's moving around.
Yeah, like you were saying, he's a very, very fidgety. Which is obviously not what the LAPD wants.
Remember, they're
because,
probably not going to
again, they
approach
believe
the
that he has a gun.
doors
So the
because this
more
guy
they
has a
move around
gun,
there, the more uncomfortable that's going to make those officers that are trying to take him into custody.
which
And if
is
he comes
usually
out even with
standoff
something in his
Bearcat
hand,
situation.
and possibly, well, it could be anything, but it also could be misinterpreted for anything as well. For a gun, for example, which does not bode well at all. And I'm just really a bit surprised, Mike, that this person is still in this car.
See him lean, and he's leaning around over there. To see that, he was just leaning right all the way over the passenger seat. The helicopter is saying they're having a
What's
hard
up, Girl
time
Sports Addict?
seeing him
25
because
months
of the
in
smoke,
counting.
as well as just that window. It's a very
Oh, Jessica
narrow window
Holic
to see
says,
through.
let us know
He
where
is
to
still
send the
driving.
invite. I thought you meant we were getting
And I
married.
can't tell if he's trying to get the car back in
I thought that was an
or,
invitation for the
what
two of
he's
us
in
to
there,
get
but
married.
at least some of the
I didn't know it was
smoke
to
started
someone
subside
else.
Just a little bit. I'm sure they're going to roll the fire department out here to be on standby for this. The best thing this guy can do is call it a day and come out of the car, but he just does not seem compliant.
Context was void
Really,
there.
doors open now.
Doors open,
Closed.
doors closed.
So we'll see if we're going to play that
Very
door
quickly.
open, door closed situation. But it was the car that gave up. It wasn't the suspect that gave up. I think that car.
I do not know what happened
stopped
the other
moving.
night, by the
It's not
way.
drivable anymore.
Oh, I think they
He came
found
around
that guy
corner and you saw him hit the gas, and it looks
when
like
they
it
sent the
was
Doge
front
into
wheel
that
drive.
warehouse,
So
and
he did that, and that front
he was
right
hiding
tire
in the
just
vents
rimmed.
like Jurassic
So
Park
we just
scene.
watched the rims just go and go and go and go, and then he finally just.
What's
kinda
with all
gave
you
up.
people
So
in the
I don't
chat
know
and
if
getting
they failed
married?
altogether, or if he just realized it's no
Slaya
longer
says,
drivable.
I get
Well,
married
the
in
top-
Italy
the
in 2
driver's side window
weeks.
is rolling down.
Fortunately, I'll just be coming back by
is it
then.
possibility? I mean, they could, I guess,
But
use
God bless.
less than lethal force, only because they wouldn't have to be that
Jess says, my
close.
fiance and I watch you all the
they
time.
could
We are the
still-
faintest couple you said
the
you'd come to
LAPD
see us.
generally-
Oh, right.
So we'll see the sheriff's department. They have pepper balls in some of the patrol cars that they can shoot in.
You're
I
right.
don't believe that
Well,
LAPD
congratulations
has
at the very
pepper
least
balls.
to
So then
all
the
of
other
you getting
alternative is maybe a
married.
40 millimeter kind of less lethal round. That would
Projectile
probably,
of
yeah,
some kind?
that would be a little bit more difficult just because you're trying to shoot that through a
Maybe
window.
the wedding will be
Generally,
if it's
people
February
in the naval area with
2027.
that.
Maybe that's during
not always feasible in a situation.
maybe
like
that's
this.
during the
So
All-Star break.
they may be
If that's the
content to
case,
just
maybe I'll be
kinda wait
available.
him out. Because
Moldy
of the fact that he
Fruits,
is armed,
13
if
months
this
in
goes
counting,
on for
Mountaineer
too long,
93.
There's a chance we could see Metropolitan Division come out, that SWAT or
SWAT.
K9 or
A Bearcat.
the Bearcats and just block
Bearcats.
and try to play it
I
that
heard the
way.
word
So
Bearcat.
it just is gonna depend
But the
on
problem
how
is the
long
Bearcat
this guy
takes
wants
forever to
make this
arrive.
go on, but obviously he knows that those cops aren't going well. I mean, look at all those lights that are shining on that car.
Absolutely. You know what? And again, just
Left
wanna
jab says
establish the
gas
fact that,
chamber
Mike, you don't
inside of
think
there.
that this
All that
car
smoke, and Lord knows
can
what else he's doing
Yeah,
inside.
wise, 'cause it's
Getting
not-
high
it's
off
not
of
at a dead end, is it?
rotor
I don't
fumes.
believe so, no.
Okay.
Brake
And
pad
the way that-
fumes.
just the way we came around that corner, that car really looked like it was struggling. So that front
Much
right
appreciated,
tire, this video
Jess.
earlier on the right side of your screen, Avenue 53 in York, when we kind of first got there, and you can see from that video the hot tires on the brakes there on both sides. The passenger side front tire They kept saying it was damaged somehow. I don't know how that got damaged. They didn't do spikes.
Captain says in that previous chase, the article says they
how
found him
that
at
got
10:10.
damaged. So, but
If
yeah,
only
at
the
some
cops
point,
had
the
stayed a
rubber
little
star was
longer.
kinda
Oh, the
coming onto
choppers.
that
Well, they ran out
passenger
of
tire,
gas.
the front right tire, and then
Eliana
eventually
ran out of
fell
gas.
off.
Here's a
So
replay for
when
those
he
of you on the
made that
right,
final
on the
turn
right
right
side,
where
if
he
you're
is
just
now,
joining us.
When I saw it, it was just all metal. So you could just see it
Yeah,
just
he's
spinning
on
and
the
spinning
rim.
and spinning. And he lost his momentum, and I don't think it could go much further. And the car, I think, is just starting to kind of give up. And you saw the intense amount of smoke that was coming out originally. It's kind of since stopped. Yeah, I mean, that was.
And it's still smoking. I
Right.
mean, it's just, you can imagine.
Never
the
get
smell.
high
Well,
on your
imagine
own
the
brake rotor
neighborhood
supply.
there at York Boulevard
Print
and,
the shirts
what,
on that
Lynn
one.
Avenue?
Well, he's doing that right
57
now.
and
He's getting
Highland.
hotboxed inside of this
And
vehicle
it was,
with
the
a
other
whole
thing
bunch
to
of
that is you got
LAPD
how
night
loud
suns
that
on
is
top of him.
inside of that car. I mean, that has got to be so loud when that was going on. I mean, obviously this person potentially under the influence. They were saying he's got narcotics in his hand and that bag. That he was
Devin in the
not
chat says,
collecting
"Hey,
of.
this is the guy that
So
hosts
that's
my police
likely at
chases.
play. They believe
Let me
there's a
introduce
firearm
you to
at
my
play.
family."
So there's a lot going on here, and they may just be content to kind of let.
The good news is I'm a very
do it,
good
not
plus
bring him
third wheel plus one.
The woman, do we know if
I can
she's in
always
custody?
We
add
don't.
value
They've been
to an
so focused
event.
on the driver.
That left side of the screen taking off.
You can't-
There it is. So it can move. I wonder if it needed to cool down.
It was not disabled,
Try it again
and
realize
we
that
are
it's
off
going
again.
on Fayette and Neva Place in Highland Park.
What do I
There's
tell
this
you
guy
guys?
who
Until we're code
briefly
4,
stopped,
anything
has,
can
you know,
happen.
maybe 2.5
The zombie
tires.
car is
He's
alive.
back on the move now.
And it's still
Franken
walking.
Chase.
Still, you can tell he doesn't have
And we're
control
off. Little
of
duck,
that
duck,
car.
goose for
But
us
it
here
does
on our
make you
early Saturday
wonder,
morning.
Mike, it's on
Again,
the
this
rim,
chase was
right?
late last
I
night for those of you that did not see
At
it.
least the front right. I believe the front left is also.
I try to get to as many live chases
So
as I can,
damage on the
people,
passenger
but
side.
big
I'm not
time.
sitting around
Heard that he
all
was
day
in a-
waiting for
they
him.
called it a minor traffic
So I am
collision.
gonna
So after
occasionally
he took
miss one.
off, he had crashed into something. They called it minor and he kept moving, but I wonder if that was enough to cause the damage to that front right tire.
Well, that's enough damage on that passenger side. That looks pretty, you know.
Look at the back window.
big.
All the
Yeah.
smoke damage inside of the
look
vehicle
at that.
and on
And they're
top
calling-
of it.
okay, so now
How does
I
this
don't
car
know what
keep
happened.
going?
I didn't. Sorry, I'm just listening to something.
You guys watch the show Vikings? This
Okay,
is like
very-
Bjorn
okay, so
when he's
they're
on the
gonna call
horse
now
right
also
before his
assault with a
final
deadly weapon
scene.
on a police officer. So when
Oh,
he made
okay. Now he's got an
that
ADW
turn,
as well. So felony
there were
ADW.
four- yeah, they're repeating it now. There were 4 officers in that patrol car. They say he came close enough to that patrol car that they're now also calling this ADW, assault with a deadly weapon, on a police officer. So you
Well,
add
that'll
that
certainly
together,
get you a
felony
4th star.
evading, assault with a deadly weapon on a police officer. As this
Felony
continues,
once.
obviously just
Now
running
we'll add a
I was
4th
gonna
star
say, and
to
there's
this
even more
chase.
to add on there, in
He's got
terms
a
of-
long list
now,
of
the danger
violations.
even in a residential area.
Emma in the chat says, "I watched
And
Troy
my
Jenkins
goodness,
last night for the
noise,
vibes."
You can just imagine
Good
the-
Friday
the
night.
neighbors or people that are hearing all of this. It almost looks
Good
like he
Friday
wants
night.
to
Troy
stop
Jenkins,
again. You know, he's been
an
in this-
official Mount
this
Rushmore
area
classic.
primarily. I wonder if that's
You guys remember
like
the 5?
because either he
I think we
knows
went
it
through
or
it last
it's
week,
because
now
he
that we
can't
have the
really go
Prestige.
that much further.
Yeah, I'm trying to. So
The
I'm gonna go back
Prestige,
and look, Pat, where we
Troy
started. We
Jenkins,
started this fairly,
Mr. Invincible,
I wanna say it was
Greg
like
Compton chase of
Figueroa
2016, and the Secret
Figueroa
Tunnel
and
chase.
San Fernando.
Those are
So
your
that's
5
essentially by the 5
Hall
and
of Fame
110
chases.
split, just east of Dodger Stadium. And
So both. What was crazy is I was getting the
then
scanner
we came-
alerts
sorry, just listening to some
in
more.
both
Yeah,
of the chases. This one and the next one you're about to watch, all around Dodger Stadium, where I was just walking out when these chases were happening. So I was actually keeping up with it because when they were coming merging onto the 110, that area, I'm like, I'm about to be on the 110, and that's when you have to be very cognizant of there might be a police chase going flying by you. We're parked once again.
And we've been in the Highland Park area, and now here we are stopped again at Piedmont.
S-Dub says
So you think
methamphetamine
that,
belongs
they
in
They
the.
believe that there are some.
It does. The
flames
ending
following
does,
this
but
person?
we
believe
talked
he
about this the other
possibly
night. The end.
put
That's
down
one of,
drugs
if
in
not the
vehicle?
craziest
I mean,
endings of all
what does
time.
that, say
But the
to you?
chase
Other,
to make the Hall of Fame
possible
requires duration and longevity, not just a
trafficking
magical
involved or gang
MVP
activity. Yeah,
season.
About people really, having the nerve, if you will.
I know.
to-
They always
to
park
to
behind the
know that
pursuit
they are
trees.
Being cited, or that law enforcement knows that they're there.
Right. Yeah, I would say either gang activity or, we've seen time and again where they
Hands out the windows.
Again, maybe them yelling at the officers, but where we've seen this where they try to swap vehicles or jump in a friend's car or something like that. So I don't know if that's what LAPD is worried about. Although usually it's we're on-
Again we go.
usually that's a little bit more coordinated.
And we're off.
Just following behind.
Duck, duck, goose.
The
Goodbye.
helicopter will monitor that. The units in the rear of the pursuit will also keep an eye on who's with them. They're the
Love a
ones that
good
are
duck,
actually
duck,
calling
goose
this out,
chase.
saying, hey, you know, this.
I don't know how
car
much
followed us
longer
for the
this
last
Dodge
several
Charger
blocks
can
and
go
we
on
moved
for.
chase. You know, just kind of be aware. So it doesn't sound like they're trying to stop any of those people, but they're cognizant of the fact that there are people that are following the chase that they think may know the suspect.
And have you noticed any more law enforcement that have joined this pursuit, or does it seem to be about the same amount of vehicles? They just know that whatever this person does, they can't go very far. Even though they're driving now and they're stopping, there's not a lot of distance that they can make in this car.
No, for sure. And I think, Pat, I thought I heard 5 units that were authorized in the chase. I think we've got more than that now back there. You know, and even the units that are not necessarily authorized to be in the chase, they're still in the area in case they've got to set up a perimeter. But look, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we've got 7 right here, and I'm almost positive there are more around the block, kind of waiting to see if they need to jump into place for a perimeter, or if he runs on foot, or you know, the different circumstances that can happen following a pursuit.
Is there any way we can see,
Ranger has pinned
in front of this vehicle,
the link to the
that there are law
YouTube channel with
enforcement
all the
saying
old
not
chases
close
for those of
by,
you
not close in
interested
front,
in
because, you know, they
watching
can
some of the
put themselves
famous
in
ones
line
back.
of danger if that person
They're
does
on
have a
some of
gun.
them are
Is
on
there,
Twitch,
you know,
but Twitch
any way we
deleted
can
a lot
tell
of the
if they're
archives.
maybe at the other end of the street?
The ones
John,
that
if you could
survived
come
made
out a
it to
little bit,
YouTube.
just to the end of the street that he's sitting on. We just want to see, kind of, just listening. Okay, so we're very near the registered owner's home of this car. I just heard that come out
okay,
on the
we're
radio as
near.
well. So,
That would
John,
make
looking
sense.
down the street, you've got some
Bro Blades in the
really
chat
back
says, I
there
finally
as well.
watched The
I haven't seen any
Prestige. What a
officers
classic
kind
chase.
of
I thought you were talking
immediately
about the
in that
movie
area,
for a
but
second.
now that they're running the
But now
plate,
you
we
see
just
why
wanna
it's called The
appreciate the
Prestige,
officer.
right?
So, to your point earlier, Pat,
I'm sorry to
certainly
everyone who
this is a
voted
neighborhood that he appears to be familiar with.
Dukes of
Again, we
Hazzard,
wanna point
but
out,
Prestige
it
is just too
believed to be the
appropriate.
registered owner's address. We don't know that the person driving the car is the registered owner, but one would lead you to believe if we're on very nearby this person's registered owner's home, he probably knows the area.
What's
And
up,
very
Chief of Staff?
suspicious,
Good to
as we
see
talked
you.
about in the beginning. There's
Been a minute.
Mystery woman that is
Yeah,
somehow
somewhere.
involved in this, and we don't know where she is. She could be apprehended or not.
Yeah.
But at the same time, we do know that there is just one person in this car at this time, and that's the
Chief
driver,
of Staff
who
says the
does
craziest
not
craziest
want to
race
give
was
up,
the one
who's
where they
still
sent the
trying
dog
to
after the wrong
drive
guy.
a
Oh, that was outside the liquor
damaged
store.
A very damn.
car, a
Oh,
very
yeah, that
damaged
was the
car at
liquor
best.
store one. I
Seems
remember
to be
that.
making some kind of gestures or probably, you know, signaling to police. We saw him looking very, or driving very erratically and moving around in a very agitated fashion inside the vehicle. So that's, I'm sure the officers are mindful of that as well.
Oh, yeah.
That this person could, you know, be inebriated, or if that's the correct word to use here.
Yeah,
Or under the influence of something.
intoxicated or something. Yeah, I mean, and they had mentioned that fact that they believed, and we saw it a little earlier. I don't see it now, but we had seen a little bit earlier. He had that baggie in his hand, and the police had believed that was a bag of narcotics. That he
I wonder
had.
if there's a
So,
strategy.
don't know where that went. I
If
don't
you,
necessarily
okay,
see
listen to me
it
here
right
for a
now,
second.
but that
Is
was
there a
definitely
strategy if
understand
you're
that he may potentially
DUIing
also be
and you're under the
vehicles,
influence
also possibly
to
and whatever
to just
else
sit
is
in the
going
car
on
for
with
3
this
hours and force
driver
them
who
to
appears be kind of-
to extract
see
you?
if the headlights
And you could
go
potentially
by you every
sober
now
up and be
again. I'm sure
under
he's
the
doing
legal
those,
limit
but
by the time
just
they get to you, so
indicative of a
that's
person
not
who
one of the
is
charges.
acting erratically
You're going to
inside
get
this car, even when it
felony
is
assault
stopped.
with a
You see
deadly
them
weapon.
all over the
To
inside of
remove
the
a
car, going
DUI
back
from
and
there
forth.
too actually has some value, doesn't it?
Okay, so they are trying to.
Because they're going to blood test you. They don't need your permission.
Prevent him from going further down the street. So to your question, Pat, there are officers at the end of the street now.
Okay.
that are gonna
okay,
try to
so
do some
now he's
things,
blocked in.
to make sure that this person doesn't.
Well,
go
if you have
down any
narcotics,
further.
that's not
They're
gonna
asking the
change
officers
anything.
essentially, and we'll see it
If you have
if they
narcotics in your
do so,
system or
moving
in the
a
actual
tactical
car.
way, but they're asking those officers to set up spike strips at the end of the road.
Spike strips
So
at
they
the end
want
of
to
the
set
road,
spikes,
okay.
but
I don't know what
get out
spikes
of
are
the
going to
way,
do to a tire that
because
has no
now
rubber
they're
on it.
saying ADW on a police officer because they accuse him of trying to hit.
But wouldn't you just sit in there and sober up so that
So they don't
when
want
they
the
take your
officers
blood,
to
you're
fire
not
the
over the
police officer.
alcohol limit?
No, I thought it looked like he may have thrown something. I wasn't sure if it was keys or not.
He is
That light was
fidgety.
on.
Well, he's got his stick in his, is that his arm or
It's
Is that his
left
head or his
hand.
arm? Or is that his ass? What is going on here?
Out the window.
Looks like a leg?
You see that?
A nub?
Yeah.
Is it a nub?
Stuff from inside and then
Is it Captain
spills
Hook?
it out. I don't know what he's
Oh, it's a hand.
taking out of the car.
It's a limp
It's kinda
hand.
strange.
Well, you know, I wonder, the neighbors, I haven't really noticed anybody coming outside. Maybe they know better, or they're getting some kind of directions. to
Like,
direct them
felony
to stay
anything
in.
is worse than
But
DUI.
because
But
we
my
know
point is,
that they know
if you're
where
going to
this
have
car
all of
is,
these
the
crimes
address that it's registered
and you
to,
add
you
DUI,
know,
that's
you
just
almost
another,
think that somebody
that's
might
going to add to your
run out and talk to this
sentence.
person, but
So
then
get
again-
DUI off of there.
And you
Look at all these
there
night
are
crawlers
other
on the
people-
side.
Yeah, sitting there on the grass. Now, we don't know.
night crawlers
John,
or
if you
just
can,
people living.
pull out and then go down the line of cop cars.
I'll never understand
One of
that.
the cars, I think that they
Here in
were
America, for
referencing
those
that was
international
following was
viewers,
kind of parked.
our citizens love nothing more than when they
Yeah,
see
to
police
like,
activity
one
to
of those
walk
ones that
towards
they were talking
it.
about right here that are parked,
People
like,
want to get as
not
close as
parked,
possible
that have their lights on.
when there's
Those may have
something
been a couple
dangerous
of the ones
happening.
that they said were kind of following it. So I don't know
If
that
bullets were to
was
start
people
flying
standing on
because
the
they're so
sidewalk
close, guess
or
who's going to get
where
hit?
those people
The
went.
innocent
But
pedestrians.
this
Yet,
guy, you know,
all
it's
people want to
unclear at
do
this
is
point,
get as
you know,
close
we
as
thought the car was
possible to
disabled,
see
he was
what's
able to
going
move
on.
it. I don't know if that's still the case here, but at the moment he is content with just kind of sitting here. Right
I am
now in
not.
Park.
I've seen enough
And
police
as you
chases.
mentioned,
If
though,
I see
even if
sirens, I'm going the
there
other
are
way, not
officers
towards
on the
it.
other end of
The
the
same
street
way a
there
mosquito gets attracted to the
a
bright
spike
light
strip or just letting them
outside
know
of the
that they
campsite
were
and the
here
porch.
and
The moment they
sort of,
touch
you
it,
know,
they
have
get
anywhere else to
zapped.
go.
Yeah.
And as you mentioned, they want to be out of harm's way with those spike strips that, you know, they put themselves in danger no matter where they lay one in the first place.
Yeah.
Moths to a flame.
This
Yes,
is
Chad. Thank you.
particularly concerning because of even how erratically the guy was driving the car in the first place.
Oh yeah, for
And
sure.
the fact that he could have a weapon.
Could have a weapon. Just doesn't seem to have any rhyme or reason to what he's doing. Acting erratically. I mean, those are all things.
What happened? Did we lose signal?
Giving him directions. It looks like an officer back there is trying to wave kind of the public away. There may be a car that has come down the road here, but so you know, it's a weird kind of situation that you're in, and
Okay,
it's just
people,
gonna be
so
how long they wanna
to-
play this out. At some point, there's some command officer, whether it be the captain or
Do you guys know
whoever
when
is the
you
incident
watch-
commander back at the station is gonna.
Do you guys know when you watch a movie on television, it says it's edited some parts out to make up for the time difference or for viewability? Because I know there's a second chase and that this is going to be a long standoff. I will make, since we're on a replay here, the executive decision to just not sit through the next hour of nothing happening. So what's going to happen now is we're going to go to that second chase that I promised. If that is okay with everyone out there. Because this will go for another hour and absolutely nothing will happen. And that's because we have another chase. So what happened here is the choppers left and they started following the other police chase going on, which was 101 southbound in Universal City.
Sitting in Lancashire here, we just lost them behind the building here. LAPD airship overhead. Units in
Ultimately, they went in there and extracted the gentleman.
Trying to get the want on the vehicle, but it's a high-speed vehicle.
And
that
it went
just
on
got off
for
of
another
Lancashire
2
here.
hours.
We're going to try to get over. I believe he went north, and we're going to try to pick him up on Lancashire here. But you see the
So
airship
the
from
reason for not
LAPD
showing you
right
guys
there,
is
keeping track
because
of it.
the
Take a right,
choppers
Rick.
that were
Here
over
goes
that
the car
chase
right there. Let me
left
get
to
it
go
centered
to
here.
this chase, which is extremely dangerous.
Silver vehicle, I think it's a Mustang.
Silver
It's
Dodge
a
Charger,
high rate of
not a
speed
Mustang,
here
a
on
Dodge
Lancashire.
Charger,
Started in the Hollywood area,
going
LAPD
nuts in
Hollywood
Hollywood.
Division
High
officers
rates
pulled
of speed
over.
on this
They
one.
took off on him at a high rate of speed, in and out of streets, running red lights, and now we're here in North Hollywood.
Oh, should we do it? Boogity, boogity, boogity! Go chase it for the second time here on a Saturday. 11:42 a.m. Chase number 2 on a double feature. Solid red light. This Charger has all 4 tires intact. Crazy, right? Another Dodge Charger. The problem is we're kind of near downtown, so
134 freeway. The night sunlight is going to be the spot where the vehicle was last seen, and we'll see if he jumped back on the freeway or not here. But we are in trail. He has not. We have not seen him come out of from underneath the freeway at this point. He might have bailed out there or might have continued on. The LAPD is saying the vehicle's still under the freeway, so we'll see.
Oh, no.
If we see
Here we go again.
or if,
don't lose him this time.
out there for now.
That would be
You already
the
let
stuff
the
that
Prestige
we've
get
seen
away
time and
once.
again,
Don't
and
lose him,
we've not
Gil.
seen him come out the other side either.
Paul Walker
At this
challenge is being
point,
done on a
it
regular
looks
now that
as though
word is getting
there's
around in the
really
criminal
nowhere
circles
for
that they
him to go
work.
but to continue going north. So you would have seen him come out.
Thank
of
you,
there.
Nightbot.
But he was going under at quite a high speed. So hard to say, really hard to say. LAPD has eyes on it. We've got eyes on it, and nobody's seen the suspect come out from underneath the freeway.
Okay.
Yeah, we didn't even see him foot.
Yeah, we're
down.
trying to get. Okay, here we go.
Go ahead, Gil.
Yeah, Rick. Where the helicopter is where the pursuit is.
Good camera
where's
work
he
here,
at, Rick?
rotating underneath the helicopter
Okay, I got him
grundle.
again
There's
here.
a Dodge Charger that's
Okay, so
flying
I
with no lights on. I have to imagine that's it.
Lancashire here again. So he did
Through an
come out.
intersection. Lucky that was a green
LAPD
light.
Airship was trying to keep track of the vehicle. You know what he did here is he put up
Put the top up.
the top of the
Yeah.
vehicle. So he's got the top up now. And that might have been what threw the
Another
officers
green
there for a
light.
minute.
I hate
He's high
intersections.
speed yet again. And we're getting some more information. I'm going to try to get that from Elizabeth.
Cyber Ninja
From our
508
summit desk.
ETM
I believe
117.
they
What's
said that
happening?
Juan, or
28
the
months
vehicle
and
was
counting.
out of
Appreciate you guys
Camarillo,
subscribing to the channel.
if
Want
I'm
to
not
avoid the
mistaken,
ads.
if I heard correctly.
Contribute
But
to the
in any
community.
event,
Simple
northbound
connection
here
of
on
your
Lancaster
Amazon
Ship at
Prime
high-rate
account
speed at
is much
Chandler.
appreciated.
Continuing here with units from, I
Birdsintheair.com.
believe it's
As we
now
continue on here with our
North
second
Hollywood
chase
Division
of the
officers.
night.
All right,
This
so
one
we've got,
occurred
North
around 2
Hollywood,
a.m. Eastern.
Division officers in pursuit of this, looks like a Ford Mustang convertible, silver. And were you able to see when the top was down moments ago? If there was
Going
another
southbound.
passenger, if there was a passenger in that car?
Come back to us, Gil.
No,
Okay.
Cher, it looked like it was just the driver that was in the vehicle.
B.
and,
Rippler.
we're having to make a
Rippler.
turn
20
back the
months
other
and
direction
counting.
as the vehicle
Gotta move in
drops back
together.
Under us here. But no, it looked like it was just the driver in the vehicle when he had the top down. He was on Franklin, going on the wrong side of the road when we first spotted.
It's always
the
funny when
vehicle,
I get caught
and he has since put the top
Caught
back
on
up.
a
Here he
date
goes, a right-hand turn right,
watching the
and
updates
it's
on a
gonna
police
be
chase.
off of,
If it's something I need to
Magnolia
stream the next day or
Tucka,
not, they're like, "What are you
going, I
doing?
believe,
What are you watching?"
alongside
And then I have to
the,
explain myself.
170 freeway.
The look on
You
their
might have a
faces
chance to get
is
on the
of just
freeway
pure
here.
and
We'll see if he
utter
does that, but, again,
well,
high
confusion,
rate of speed here, hard on the brakes, and there it is. There's the
inquiry,
on-ramp to the freeway. So
but
he's
also
gonna be going,
curiosity.
I believe this is going to be
ETM dropping 5
freeway
tier 1
northbound,
subs
I
into the
believe it
chat.
is.
Can we get some
Let's
sub
see.
dubs as we side draft
Need to look
here,
out the
getting
window
onto the
here.
ones?
Give
That
the
doesn't look like
variance,
the
might be
170.
the 101 freeway,
Yeah, well, that's a
actually.
101.
You know,
The graphic,
are there any officers on the
the
ground
highway
at this
GPS
point?
is always wrong. It's the wrong direction. It's the wrong freeway.
Yeah, there were units behind him.
Sub dubs in
I
the
can't
chat.
see out the
Appreciate you
windows
guys.
on my
ETM,
pilot's
thank you
side,
as
but when he
always.
come out to White Shot, now
Sure
he'll be
our
at the vehicle,
watchers are very appreciative.
pulling all the way out. I don't see him in trail at this point.
If she watches with
They
you,
may have
she's a
dropped
keeper.
back.
Yeah, she was.
Now that he's on the
She was
freeway, though,
interested,
they may
for sure.
bring in the CHP to try
Who
to
was not
get the vehicle to
interested?
stop.
Right, we did see
Her first,
about
their
three,
first question was, why is the
police cars,
LAPD waste
on
their
the surface
resources
streets there. Looked like they
on
were trying to approach,
someone who
the
hasn't done
vehicle in
something
the
worthy?
area where that vehicle
Which is
was
true,
when,
and then if I'm
when
like, well, this
convertible
person's got a
was under
gun.
the overpass,
The first
but
guy
then
had a
it
gun,
seems like they're
or they're
no
recklessly
longer,
driving, then there's more understanding
trailing
why
this,
the cops are
this
so
car right
attached to
now.
these
So,
chases.
yeah, we'll wait to see if CHP decides to take
I did.
over,
The Prestige chase
likely
came
they
up
will.
naturally.
And, at this point, this is the second time that we've seen.
Look at
it
it,
on the freeway.
125 miles an
Take a
hour.
look at that.
No lights on either, so thankfully this night sun's overhead, but it's going to have a difficult time keeping up as we swerve around. Jesus Christ, 120 plus miles an hour on the 101 southbound.
Even while the taillights, at least,
And
he's
we
got
could
some
barely
red
see
light
the
there,
damn
but,
thing.
he's in and out of traffic.
Oh, can you imagine just driving on this freeway
Blows right by him,
and there's
follows
a
the brakes
bullet
right
with
now,
no lights
looking
on
at
coming up
traffic
behind
ahead.
you?
He's gonna
How are
be
you
hard on
supposed
the
to
brakes
know?
yet again. He has an opportunity to make a couple exits before the 5 freeway up ahead. If he does stay on the freeway, he will hit the 5. No, he's going to exit here.
Thank God.
And this is Sherman Way. He's getting off here, Rick. And
Sherman
looks
Way.
like he's going to set up here for
Hello,
a,
Dodger Stadium.
I believe this will take him. He can go either direction there, east or west.
Boy, this is so incredibly
Dangerous.
dangerous, especially when you see it go onto surface streets with no lights. It looks as though he might have fog lights on, some sort of driving lights, but the main headlights look to be off. As you compare their brightness to other cars that are in the area, that just there's nothing there. It's very little light, so it's gonna be hard to see coming up behind somebody, especially when you're going 80, 90, 100 miles an hour.
What's up,
You're
B. Smitty?
certainly not expecting to see that on surface streets, and a red light that he blows right through.
What's up, Zaddy?
This is just getting from bad to worse when you're seeing this sort
We
of
are
behavior
flying on
surface
Sherman
streets
Way,
at
Laurel
night with no
Canyon
lights
Boulevard
on.
in Dodger Stadium area.
This is
I'm
again
very
believed
curious
to be
how,
stolen
because
car
there was a
once we had
Dodger
the
home game
Camarillo
going on at
area.
the same time as
LAPD
this.
was on
How the
this
choppers were
on
not,
surface streets
didn't
through
have
Hollywood.
temporary
It was
flight
wild,
restrictions
as you
like
can
they usually
imagine,
did.
much like what you're seeing
Remember when
here,
we've chased
onto the freeway,
motorcycles
obviously,
during
for a
Dodger
time,
games, so we had to go
and
all the
now
way
back on
around?
surface streets,
Not the
not
case
what you
tonight.
wanna see,
Maybe
with
it's a
the
different
driver
flight
moving
path.
in this fashion. This
That
a
is
so
70
important,
miles an
I believe,
hour
again,
through an
it's a
intersection on
convertible,
side
I believe
streets.
the driver
80
is
miles an
the
hour
one
now
LAPD
on
tracking
side
this
streets
from
on
the air.
Sherman Way.
On the ground thus far, they have
Moving.
yet to re-engage
Oh my lord, that
on the
intersection with
freeway.
no lights on. So like 90 miles an hour.
And likely because of the speed, he's moving so quickly, was able to jump on the freeway. There was traffic back in the North Hollywood area.
God, at
But
least-
when
Ah!
the car coming through, he ran that red light. That truck didn't see him coming. Yeah, so that's the danger out here. As I come out wide, you'll see there's no units directly behind him, just the night sunlight helping to follow the vehicle here
That
And
was
they're
close to
going
a
try to
major
get,
T-bone. Thankfully, he's a
LAPD units
little,
from North
a
Hollywood on
little
this pursuit.
aware
Might be
when he goes through the
stopping.
red
Let's see
light
what he's gonna do
versions.
here. He's gonna make a turn now. He's gonna
Pace in the
continue
chat
on,
says, I just randomly checked, and
Sherman
Mr.
Way
Invincible
here.
was
He's
sentenced
eastbound,
recently to
heading
13
towards
years
the,
in
Burbank
prison.
Airport. And we'll see
13
what
years for
direction
Mr.
he decides to
Invincible.
make.
Wow.
Well, thankfully,
He's at Vineland. Let's see, we're gonna come up here and make a right turn.
Gotta say, that's probably a punishment fit for the crime, as Mr. Invincible was one of the most dangerous chases of all time. Sentencing, remember, court cases, that probably takes a year or two. It's lines up. That probably has happened somewhat recently. 13 years for a police chase.
And here he is again. It's it's obvious that
Oh, flashing his
knows
lights?
that he's being
Or is that the
followed
night sun?
regardless with that night sun on top of it.
He's got his
coming from
beamers
the
on, trying to get
LAPD,
by.
Helicopter as he makes his way here on Vineland Avenue in the Burbank area toward the airport, and making that turn now onto Van Owen.
Yes, he's eastbound Van Owen from Vineland. He was flashing his lights aggressively at drivers. Those drivers not
Yeah,
knowing
those
what's
are his
going on. All of a
beamers,
sudden,
plus
there's a
the
guy
night
behind
sun
you
trying to
flashing
get
his
by.
lights at you violently. He was able to go around him on the wrong side.
Why doesn't
of
he
the
turn the
road.
lights
Now
on
he's eastbound
anyway?
here on Van Owen, I believe. Let's see here. He's going to be
65
going right
through the
into
intersection.
The Burbank Airport area right now. I
Now
think
we're in
it comes to
Burbank.
an end here. He's got to make
The thing
a
about
left
these
turn
cars
up
going
ahead.
so fast
But
is you
in
get to
any
different parts of
event,
Los
he's
Angeles
got,
so quickly.
less traffic on this street.
Sherman Way to
fortunately, but
Burbank.
we'll see
Now
what
we're
the
at Bob
driver
Hope
decides to
Airport.
do next.
Yeah, you know, they back off. The idea being,
I don't know if Burbank
slow
has
down,
temporary flight restrictions
somewhat
at this late
relative to
hour,
what he
which was
doing,
last
and
night
that has been
around 11.
effective. We
They don't
saw him
have
going over
flights
100
that go
miles
out that
an hour.
late.
Now he's backed it off.
Maybe they
to
do.
mid-60s.
Maybe they got flights coming in.
So
Yeah.
it's been effective in that regard. Obviously, you want the suspect to surrender. Law enforcement is over.
That's got to be the easiest airport of all
with the
time.
airship, so
Burbank.
they're not going to lose him in that regard. Ground units in the area.
It is so accessible and it takes 2 seconds to walk through. It's like a county airport.
But this is a dangerous suspect that's been driving erratically on surface streets and on freeways in a car that
Yeah, especially if you live in the valley or
stolen.
even West Hollywood.
As
If
we
you fly
see
to
moving
Burbank,
all
it is
the
a
streets
much
in the
simpler
valley
experience
close to
as
Burbank
we are
area.
hitting the fucking gas. 95 miles an hour now.
So just when you say it,
Hopefully he knows what's ahead because we can't see. Hard on the brakes, and when you're at 90 and you slam the brakes like this, those brakes do not last forever.
He's just south of the airport now on Van Owen. He's
Got to
gonna
imagine
come
those
to
rotors are getting as hot as the
intersection here.
previous
Let's see if he
chase.
makes that right turn. Here's the T intersection, and he's going to make right.
Yeah, there were a bunch of chases last night. Only two made it to media, but it was a Friday in Los Angeles, payday in LA yesterday. Almost a guarantee there's going to be multiple chases every Friday night.
Over the vehicle again. This started in Hollywood on surface streets at a high rate of speed there. And
You know, the one time I stay in on a Friday night is the one night there's no chases. It's always the way it works.
Looked like he had possibly blonde hair. Now he's making a westbound turn here. This is going to be on Victory Boulevard as he continues at a high
Right,
rate of speed.
CBC, all it takes is one, then you get the choppers in the air, and it's so much easier to get on top of the others. You just need one to break the dam as we continue on 90 miles an hour on Victory Boulevard, some pretty popular thoroughfares here in the Burbank area.
Yeah, I'm sure that Burbank knows about the chase. I'm sure they're getting units in position.
This has been a crazy chase, Riley.
Might be going back into shortly here
We're all
into
watching it
North
for the first
Hollywood
time,
area.
so welcome in, even if you're
So
joining
that'll
late.
Take him out of the Burbank jurisdiction, but for now, he's still in Burbank, northbound here on the Hollywood Way, back towards the Burbank Airport. So we'll likely see Burbank PD get involved to some degree on this pursuit as the LAPD airship.
Yeah,
tracks.
Stu was on top of a
He
chase
looks like
early,
he's
but it was like
working,
10 seconds long.
Towards something here, in the sense
And that doesn't
he's
count.
got an idea.
There's plenty
a
of chases I
plan.
don't
He's-
stream
he's
because they're just 5
going in big
seconds long.
circles, essentially. We saw him driving at a high rate of speed, that's slowing down as though he's going to turn, but then doesn't and continues on. He's contemplating something in this area. Obviously, Burbank PD is on high alert. They're aware of this. They have an airship as well. I believe they share with Glendale PD. I'm not sure if that's still the case, but there's definitely air support in the area locally on top of what we're dealing with here with LAPD. So there's a lot
I
of
do not believe the
resources in
Prestige
area,
guys were caught.
to manage this situation. You just hate to see these speeds on surface streets. I don't care what time of day it is. It takes is one person coming along that doesn't expect to see something like this or doesn't
99,
see it,
100 miles an hour, Hollywood Way in Burbank. Good luck seeing if those brakes work like that.
Absolutely, very
The red
dangerous
lights come on
situation.
and the car
He's
just
moving
hardly
towards the 5
changes.
freeway,
It's
towards,
got so much
San
fucking
Fernando
momentum.
Road. And we'll see if he tries to get on the freeway here. They're going to continue to monitor from the air with the airship overhead. He's hard on the gas at times. He's back hard on the brakes at times. Here's the freeway. We have an on-ramp opportunity to get on the 5. He's going to swing right here, and that's going to put him
Wow,
on the 5
back on the freeway, all right.
That's southbound. So we have now a situation where CHP can get back involved in this once they learn of it.
Right, and here we go again. Take a look at
Here
those
come the
He is
speeds.
going to
Here,
gun it.
this Dodge
We've
Charger's
seen
got
him
some
go
giddy up.
almost 127
5 southbound,
miles
coming out of
per hour.
Burbank. Gonna
Just
go right
moments
by
ago when he
Dodger
was on
Stadium.
the freeway.
Now you see why I
We'll
was
see how
checking the
he's gonna,
scanner, because I was
you know,
just about
take
to get on
control
this
of the car
freeway.
here now, and now he's on on the 5
He's in the
freeway right
carpool lane
now,
for sure.
and as he,
High
You have to
speed
explain
here.
yourself to a date while you're listening to a
for sure,
police
over
scanner as
100
you're
miles per
getting into
hour.
the car.
No. Yeah, Empire Avenue is the next
Right.
off-ramp.
Doing
here.
it for our
We'll,
safety.
see
Stop
if it
asking questions.
continues all the way to the 134 or not, or stays in the Burbank area. You know, as we know, that a lot of these drivers will end up in areas they are familiar with, and he was in that Burbank, North Hollywood area for a while. We'll see if he returns there. There goes the lights off.
Lights are
And,
off.
here
We're
we go.
swerving
Yeah,
around.
blocked out, high rate of speed on the freeway, 108 miles, 109
You're right,
miles
Sneaky
an hour.
Woodpecker. I do not have a
Down the
car,
five
but
freeway
I drove
You know,
her car.
Not only endangering people around him, he's endangering himself. by
Took us
driving with the
an
lights
hour
off.
and a half to get out of
You're
the.
not going to lose anybody in the air.
No,
with
more
the
like an
lights
hour. It
off.
took us an hour to get out of
There's
the
nobody
parking
behind
lot.
You know, it's incredibly dangerous. I mean, as you're driving down the freeway, you just don't expect to see that coming, and you don't see it if it's coming at you at 115 miles an hour in your rear view with no lights on you, and you can change lanes.
She
right
did
through
let
this
me
guy's
drive her
path.
car, right?
And
I'm an
that
elite
could
driver.
end- It most likely would end in a fire.
But I had to convince her of that.
And we've seen that happen too many times. So it's maddening in a sense to see drivers doing this in of all ways with their lights off at night like this. But it being what it is, this is the 5-134 split now.
Pinned to the top of the
Is he
chat.
staying on, is that 134?
Jeffrey.
He's almost.
Is
there.
it normal
He's
for
got
people in
another
LA
mile
to
and
not
a
own a
half.
vehicle?
This part of the five
West
freeway
people that
doesn't
live on the
have
west
a lot of
side,
curves in it,
most
so
do
it
not.
makes it
Most
extra
people I know
dangerous
don't own
when he's,
vehicles out here.
Blocked out and changing lanes like this. He's in he's in
If you're
an exit lane,
commuting
but now he's
across the city,
across into the-
you live
the slow-
east of
second to slowest
downtown
lane
and you
there.
work in San, you
And he
need
has
a
the 134
obviously need a
freeway
car,
coming
but
up where he can take
a lot of
that,
people on the west
to
side are not
east
commuting.
Or continue south on the 5. So we'll see what the driver does. He's got another maybe 3/4 of a mile to a mile before he gets to that
Look how
point.
fast
But
this shit.
again,
120 miles an
high
hour.
speed here, 120 miles an hour, blacked out. Not a good situation. That might have been a CHP just blew by.
Look how
And, you know, and good thing
fast
for
this
that-
guy is.
that
One
light
makes
sign, which is
125
giving
look
some of the
so.
motorists
Look,
around
you can tell by the
town
speed of which
just
he's
a little bit
passing these
ahead, and the
cars
fact
that are
he
doing
is-
probably
that there is something
75
going on
miles an
there.
hour
He's
apiece.
able to, you know, be aware that something might be happening and could look around and maybe perhaps. catch
I
a
cannot
glimpse
recommend
of
not
this
owning
guy
a car
who's,
enough. You don't have to
lights
worry
all blacked
about
out and
maintenance.
moving at,
You don't have to worry
122
about
miles
gas
per hour,
prices.
you know, I mean,
You don't have to
just
worry
never knows
about
gonna hit you. You can only
insurance,
imagine
which
when
is
he's going
insane.
that close to those cars, just
I can
the
Uber,
force that the car
bicycle,
in will
bus,
feel, what
Waymo.
how close he is to these
We have the
cars,
robo
it's
taxis here in Los
He's staying on the
Angeles.
5, it looks like.
Get in a robo taxi for like
really is,
$6.
and we'll move
There's
that
so many
next
ways to get
southbound.
around. We have trains now too.
And
This
you
is
just don't see
so
this
fast.
coming if
And you're on the
freeway.
streets.
This
You
is
got to deal with
happening.
these crazy people. I almost got in 2 accidents last night because the drivers next to me weren't paying attention.
And he nearly clipped my side view mirror. He was going.
Where in LA do I
100
live?
miles
Would you
an
like
hour
my
close
social
with no
security number as
headlights
well?
on. And we were coming from the airport, and it happened. And it's
Yeah, and any time that you need a car, you can just rent one. I've been to San Diego in the past. You just go rent a car from Hertz, Turo, walk across the street and rent a car for $70 a
It
day.
is a California Highway Patrol. The guy blew
Insurance
right by one of their
included.
units, and
Why
he
would I ever
turned his
own a
lights on
car?
immediately and is in
It's so
chase of the
overrated
vehicle
unless
right
you're
now.
in it every single day
Southbound
commuting to
approaching
work.
Los Feliz, and,
Or I
look
guess
at
if you have
this
kids
traffic.
and
He's
you
gonna
need to
be
drive
hard
them
to break.
around.
Trying to find a spot
Look at
to
this,
go
is
through.
side drafting, forcing that Dodge Charger to his left, almost swerve into the shoulder. As you can probably see those chippies
These officers
behind.
are well-trained
Pretty intense
and
chase here,
trained,
people.
So they can do pretty much anything the driver can do. Here he goes in and out of traffic. Let's pick up his speed again as I zoom in here. It'll be more accurate. But in and out of traffic, 125 miles an hour, so dangerous. Stolen
Ant in the
vehicle
chat says, I figured I
Hollywood
spend
northbound 5, there goes the lights
$4,000 a
one more
year.
time.
Or he did the
Hard
math,
on the
owning a
brakes
car,
again. So,
and now I'm in the
wow,
process of
flashing his
selling it.
headlights
There you
at
go.
vehicles,
Moment you drive it off the
quick
lot.
and like this.
Look at him flashing. He turns on the beamers. They probably don't know that he's back there because his fucking lights aren't
He's
on.
flashing his lights, and there you see CHP right behind him. I mean, dangerous for both of them right now as they're going down the I-5 South. And it is frightening to see these speeds at 134 miles per hour. Oh my gosh.
Oh,
I don't think
so
I've ever seen
fast.
a car go this fast. during
So
these
fast.
pursuits. This is intense.
It's high speed. And you know what? There's traffic up ahead. Just
Oh
past
no,
the
traffic, big traffic coming up. Dodger game traffic.
I believe the Dodger game has gotten out. Just got out
Merging,
as well.
hard merge onto what it might be a
Let's
5
see,
southbound or
like,
110.
The 2 freeway, I missed the sign there.
There's like so many interchanges up here.
Avoiding that traffic here as he gets over and off. He's got a sweeping
Hard on the
turn.
brakes.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Wrecked.
Oh, look at that. He hit the side
Wrecked.
of the road, and that's it. He couldn't make that turn.
Oh, this car's going to be disabled if the airbag went off.
Right next to him.
Oh, way too hot into that turn. Officers were out immediately, approaching without any worry that this car could hit the gas and run him over. What was that? Why didn't you run from behind? And now they're just dragging his ass out. Wow.
Yep,
Yep,
there
yep.
it is.
Wow, that was as intense as it gets. Very, very dangerous, and
Oh!
all the good fortune
Oh!
coming the way of drivers tonight on the freeway.
Really
This
putting
driver
the
was moving through,
oh.
putting hundreds and
Resisting,
hundreds of
getting a
lives
knee in the back there pretty hard.
We can tell you now. as
Way
you
too
see,
hot
the
into that
suspect
interchange.
is in custody. This was a
That was like
stolen
80
car.
miles an hour probably in a 35 off ramp.
Car Want, good evening. I'm Cher Calvin alongside Micah Ullman here on the KTLA.
Oh, right when the 11 o'clock news started,
Latest
too.
Overhead at Sky 5 of this police pursuit that just ended here on the 5 freeway off ramp. We saw the CHP in pursuit of this.
That was a
convertible,
crazy route of
that was stolen and
approaching
they
the
just
door,
took
because
the
if
suspect right
he
out
hit
of
the gas when the
vehicle as
officer
soon as
was in
it
front of
hit
there,
the side
how
rail
do you
of
know that the
off-ramp.
vehicle is
He was
disabled?
going at a high rate of speed. I
Yeah,
don't
we're
even
code
know
4. You
how-
can put your
how
4s in the
fast
chat.
at that
Wow.
point, somewhere around 90 miles per hour, I think.
Yeah, he's trying to navigate a curve that there's just no way. But again, as Gil Davis is in Sky 5, Gil, again, great fortune this happened on an isolated transition road, really.
Absolutely, the driver could have gone over the side if it wasn't for the rail there. He just couldn't handle that turn at the high rate of speed he was going. He was going at times 125 miles an hour southbound 5 freeway. Took this off ramp here. I believe it's the Stadium Way off ramp from the southbound 5 freeway. Just took it too fast, couldn't handle the turn, and the car just scraped along the railing there, coming to a stop. Like you said, the airbag's deploying. The car is disabled. They immediately, the CHP officers pulled the man out of the vehicle, have him in custody. It's unclear if he's injured or not, but he's standing.
No,
now
he's
on his
standing.
feet. But this was a dangerous pursuit that started in Hollywood, ending here near Dodger
Now he's up
Stadium,
against the trunk.
with the driver driving very reckless through the streets, recklessly through the
I,
streets. of
the
Hollywood,
busted sign's
going
always
Hollywood
over the
Burbank, and then onto
damn.
the 5
I can't put
freeway
the
at a
busted
high
sign
rate
because
of
you wouldn't
speed.
be able to
So
see the
thankfully,
arrest
like you
going on
said,
here.
Nobody injured in this pursuit. We had some really
That
close
was a
calls
10 like a
at
101
times,
interchange
but,
at the
this
5.
point,
That's a
the
pretty
driver in
busy
custody, stolen
artery.
vehicle, and the CHP doing a great job to keep up with the man in the car.
Yeah, the motoring public dodged a bullet tonight in the path of this pursuit. Suspect now in custody. Gil Davis in Sky 5. Thank you.
Now to this, a
Okay,
standoff with an armed pursuit.
Okay. Wow. Well, those were the chases. Someone in the chat mentioned, do you guys actually want to see this? There was a chase at 6 a.m. and it's 2 minutes long. I think Stu was on it. Let's see if I could find it.
Here Speeds are going to start slowing down. And you know what? The crowd.
5:40 in the morning?
This is where I start to get a little bit worried. I just don't want to see a civilian get bumped into, maybe by the suspect, or maybe.
Look at the bottom left corner.
It just gets.
Ain't no one getting up for this one, Stu.
More things can happen.
How is Stu in the air at 5:40 in the morning?
Maybe we're going to get off the freeway. I'm not 100% on that. Nobody really knows, just that driver. But right now, I'm starting to see some brake lights, slower speeds, more traffic, more cars.
How about that? Chase number 3 of the day. I have no clue how this one ends, by the way. 0. I was not up at 5:40 in the morning. Sorry.
That's actually the
Boogity!
to think about what this
Go
driver
chase him.
could do once they get boxed in by this traffic. Obviously, it's 5:45 on the dot. Many people on the roads. This is the one
Sun's not even up yet.
Getting to work, getting to school, things like that.
Why are there so many people on the road at 5 o'clock in the morning?
Slowest pursuits I have seen in years here, at least since I've been here anchoring. But that does not mean that this is not dangerous. These are often incredibly dangerous to innocent people.
You know, we were coming up on the triple digits there for a moment. It's funny. It might be just a little offsetting because of the vehicles that are on the road down there and the morning traffic. He's actually using his blinker. I'm kind of impressed right there.
Stu.
You are right. He's staying right about freeway speeds. Every now and then he'll bump up. We almost saw triple digits right there for a moment or two. But you know, anything over the speed limit, anytime we start weaving in and out of traffic, that's
This
when
is
I
a
start
5:40 a.m. chase, as you can see in the bottom left corner.
Law enforcement, they are down there. Their job.
I know none of you were awake for this one.
Everybody's safe. That includes the driver of that vehicle that's fleeing from them. So it is a difficult job. And again, California Highway Patrol, they are staying with it. So maybe there is something a little bit more to it. Maybe it isn't just evading. And
I know, isn't that crazy?
Maybe that the vehicle has some other warrants attached to it. Looks like we're
Some people have been forced to live in the Inland Empire, and they work on like the west side, and it'll take them 2.5 hours to commute every day.
But might be getting off the freeway as well, because the traffic, everybody knows, if you get over to the right, it starts getting a little bit more crowded. You can see it right there.
No, nobody was awake for this one.
But you
Sorry.
see the sign.
Nope. Sorry, Stu.
Over the hill into the West LA area.
Yeah, just that fast. We saw how quickly things slowed down, if that makes sense. But yeah, what do you typically see traffic-wise on this specific area right here? This is wild.
You know, right there might have been the spike strips. That might have been spike strips. I have my scanner turned down just a little bit, but I know that that's what that officer was doing there on that transition road. And again, I was kind
How do they have that set up on the 405? Anticipate spike strips on that one little part of the 405 interchange.
I don't know if it was successful or not, but the traffic on the 405, you know this is always going to be slow and go. But he's kind of hanging off to the right, so possibly we're going to be getting off there, getting off by Ventura Boulevard, maybe Sepulveda Boulevard. Now he's moving back over into the 405 lanes. But I'm going to keep an eye on it. I might turn up my scanner a little bit. Nope, we're getting off the freeway. Might be getting a little tight around here because you got the neighborhoods and then you got that underpass. But definitely getting off the freeway. We're going to be upturn. It looks like
Come on.
coming up here as well on Sepulveda. It looked like he's joining Sepulveda Boulevard, and we're going to continue up the hill. And a red light. Ooh, this might get tight.
Yeah.
Nope, going through.
Nice rhyme, Stu.
His car seemed to be moving just odd in a moment there. If his car was affected at all by those spike strips, but I guess it doesn't seem so.
Maybe they did. Maybe the officer wasn't set up on time. Ooh, wrong side of the road. What are you doing here, buddy?
Wrong side of the road,
Making
Stu.
her way up the Sepulveda Pass into these turns in the hills and the trees up here. This is a very dangerous area, even in the daytime,
right.
Especially with all these blind curves up here, making these turns. You can see them. Brake lights are on up the hill, so maybe.
I can't believe it's this dark at 5:48 in the morning.
A lot of turns and a lot of swooping around back and forth. And then if there's anybody else coming down the other way with this guy almost coming into
It does not look like sunrise is anywhere
close. Don't want to
close.
see anything tragic happen out here this morning.
Not only that, the fact that, anytime there's a car on the road avoiding police, trying to get away from police, it's immediately a dangerous situation. But at this time, there are so many people just doing their normal routine. They have no idea what they need to be on the lookout for. They're already on the road.
Yeah, already on the road, and then we know school is back in session. Might be a little bit too early to be bringing kids to school, but climbing up the Sepulveda Pass right now, Skyfox is dealing with weather out here as well, so we're going to hold this shot the best we can. I'm not sure we're going to be able to stay because
Stewart.
Marine Layer is back, but right now we're still trying to get this shot. Dylan at the tiller this morning going to do what he can to keep this picture live for us as we're making our way into the Sepulveda Pass, but we definitely are dealing with low clouds right now as we're watching this pursuit wind its way up the Sepulveda Pass. These speeds on this road
Through the Sepulveda Pass. How about this? Head on at Stu. This is a unique angle we haven't seen in a while.
Into California.
This is why the signal's going in and out so much.
And keep that drive
This is an optimal chase view angle. I like that. I like the head on versus the following. There's so much more anxiety associated with not knowing what's ahead.
Drivers just again going on with their day, and obviously things are slower now as we're off on this road. But you said earlier, you saw triple-digit speeds, right?
Yeah, there were triple-digit speeds there for a little bit, and now I'm getting the word from Dylan that we just can't get through. So this is kind of where we're going to stop here for a moment. Okay. I did bring up the map. It might be a little bit noisy.
Well, this is what happens with morning chases.
Between the trees and in the haze, so we can keep an eye on it the best we can. But right now, this is it.
Well, this would explain why I didn't see anyone talking about it.
We might be able to get around.
Is that helicopter Grundle I see? I can't tell.
Our way back, but you can see the haze out here. That's the marine layer, and we get
the old marine layer
to make our way through there. That's another
morning marine layer. We got it going on right now today. Big ass marine layer outside.
We want you to stay safe, so we appreciate it. We'll check back in with you in a bit.
I think that's
it.
Get
another look at this.
Thank you, Brooke.
All right, Stu. This morning, all eyes are on Alaska as President Trump will be faced.
That's it. I don't know what to tell you, people. I can't make all the chases a Hall of Fame prestige chase. That second one was good, though. Second one with him wrecking. If you're going to wreck yourself, that's when we root for wrecks. So that you don't take any innocent people down with you. It's on an off-ramp, an interchange. You only cause harm to yourself, and was promptly arrested as opposed to the guy with the gun that they were waiting on Bearcats for 3 hours, and that is that. So here's the deal, people. I leave tonight for Athens, a direct flight from LAX. That's a nice 12.5-hour flight ahead. So I will be in the air until Athens is 10 hours ahead of LA. So when I land, it's like 9 p.m. on Sunday, which would mean Sunday. I'll be around for. Well, I'm going to be sleeping after I get there. So any chases that occur really next week are going to be just luck of the draw. I'll be able to do replays at convenience, and I'll do my best to line it up with United States hours, but I'm not going to be sitting around my hotel waiting for chases all day. So Japan, we got lucky a couple of times. I was just around for an hour, and we got hit with the chase right at that time. Other than that, just reading the chat before we say goodbye. Appreciate it. Yes, I will certainly try. Last vacation of the summer. And when we come back, by the time I get back, it'll be September. And before you know it, be back to work. Ain't no taking vacations from October through July. So this is why I get them all out at once. Teacher schedule. I'm on a teacher schedule. Anything else, friends? Otherwise, I will bid adieu. Luka did not game. Luka just got a Charlie horse. He'll be fine. All right, friends. Chat's quiet, so I'm going to say goodbye. I will do my best to stay on top of these things, but turn on your notifications, obviously. And I'll try and I'll put in the title. If I make it live, it'll be live. If not, it'll be replay. Like these were. But nice little 3-star chase that comes to a close. Both of which we actually had some closure as opposed to the others with the Prestige and the guy in the warehouse, who I think eventually got caught. I'm out of here, my friends. Till next time. See you on the timeline. Deuces.